So, Chidemma Adetshina's mother was released on bail amidst immigration fraud charges. So, Anabela Rungo, mother of former Miss SA participant Chidemma Adetshina, has been granted 10,000 rand bail by the Cape Town Magistrate Court. So, Rungo has been classified as the prohibited person in South Africa as she does not hold official documents. So on Wednesday afternoon, Magistrate Sadika issued strict bail conditions to Rungo, who is to remain under house arrest for the duration of her bail and is only allowed to leave her residence in Summer Greens for court appearances and for consulting with a lawyer. She is also allowed to attend Home Affairs offices as it is required of her to do so, but is barred from making any applications for any document and is not allowed to attend the embassy or send anybody on her behalf. So the matter was postponed for further investigation to 8th May. So Rungo faces 7 charges of contravention of the Immigration Act. According to the charge sheet, Rungo remained in the country after being declared a prohibited person and had unlawfully and intentionally come into possession of an identity certificate belonging to another and presented it as her own or belonging to any other person other than the person it belongs to. And she had unlawfully submitted an application to the Department of Home Affairs where she identifies herself as Sarah Moyo. So, as the family sat in the gallery and listened carefully to the proceedings that had been postponed earlier in the morning, Rungo became emotional upon hearing that she had been released on bail and was observed blinking back tears. So last week, the court heard that Rungo's South African passport is still outstanding as a piece of evidence to be handed to the state. So before proceeding with the bail matter, Magistrate Sadika hit the state with a curveball, threatening to recuse the court of the matter on grounds of bias. So stating that she had been aware of the matter before Rungo's arrest and court appearance, as the matter had garnered a large public interest on social media last year, which led to Adetshina's withdrawal to the Miss South Africa competition. So following a short adjournment in which the magistrate ordered State Prosecutor Jacques du Plessis to find a magistrate who was not familiar with the case. If the court should not recuse itself, the magistrate returned from the adjournment, saying she would not recuse, while she was not reluctant to recuse the matter. So the magistrate previously averted that the state brought a half-baked case to court and stated that the court did not want to keep anybody in custody unnecessarily, and further stated that the right to freedom was constitutional right and not a trial right. So the state was also further wrapped over the knuckles by the magistrates for being in contempt of court when they failed to have their heads of arguments prepared on Wednesday morning. So as the court had ordered during the last bail hearing, at around 3 p.m. on Wednesday, the state presented copies of its heads of argument during the bail hearing. What has become blatantly embarrassing to the state is that they are playing for time. Everybody had discussed this matter before Rungo was arrested. It was a matter widely discussed on social media, and Home Affairs had issued a statement in this regard, which was last year, said the magistrates. So according to du Plessis, the arrest of Rungo, which took place February 15th, was coincidental and she was not being sought at the time. So, handing down judgment, the magistrate drew the attention of the South Africa's taxpayers to the matter, stating that whether Rungo remained in custody or not, she would in any event still be regarded as a prohibited person with a roof over her head and food in her stomach. Also taking judicial notice, I want to make note of a trend where I see daily how random people are stopped in the streets by law enforcement and asked how to show their papers, and only to the families to show up at the court with valid documents. How embarrassing. This is a reminiscent of the Dompas law, says the magistrate. So Rungo was arrested after Adetshina was spotted in Mother City, Cape Town. So a video posted on social media showed her sitting with a group of ladies at a restaurant. South Africans expressed concern about how Adetshina was able to return to the country after her South African ID was revoked and her documents were seized by Home Affairs.